All right, friends, it's T-Man. We're back with a new video. It's on JasonBlaha here, the strength fitness guru, whatever. The gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness gear slave himself, JasonBlaha. He's coaching. So we're going to react to the video. Blaha says, Team Blaha client Gustov, immediate natural physique training. A day of failure for client Gustov.
Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here. Once again, it is time for my client Gustov's vlog, and we have him over at this point to an upper level.
Off the bat, his bench pressing is concentric, associated with a loss of muscle. Okay.
We're split. I kind of explained why a couple of vlogs ago as far as what was going on with that. In his case, his goals are pretty much just physique oriented, right? They're physique oriented, so we didn't do.
If it's physique oriented, why is he lifting like a power lifter, concentrically, trying to bodybuild using concentric lifts? It's ridiculous.
Tend to do quite a bit more reps. Even a lot of his big.
You're doing the opposite. What you need to do to build muscle, you're actually losing muscle. You're shrinking them. You're keeping them small so they don't grow. You're adapted.
3, or 5+ reps. A lot of it we do stuff like that, and. Okay. Our reasons being, again, he just cares about muscle mass. He cares about overall size. He's trying to build a base.
If he cares about muscle mass and overall size, what the fuck is he lifting concentrically then? What's the point?
He's bodybuilding, but not competitively.
He's not bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is based on eccentric exercise. This is bullshit.
He's an intermediate lifter. We've just continued to build him up. One thing we did know, and I kind of laughed, one of the regulars pointed out, well, he needs a little more leg. I'm like, well...
The pull-ups are okay, but yeah, all right.
It takes time. He hasn't been training that long. And now I have him over to where he's doing his leg work twice a week. But I want to be clear, I don't do a lot of volume on the squats and deadlifts for him right now because we don't need to. We've been base building certain things. And I have him doing a lot more leg pressing and stuff. But I do have him do one heavy set of squats, one heavy set of deadlifts every week. So on his upper day here, and we do vary the upper and lower. I do change the supplemental work a little bit, but bench press and pull-ups are.
He changes the supplemental work? It's not supplemental work. I don't know what these people are talking about, but whatever. If you want to treat it like powerlifting, go ahead, but that's not going to build any muscle, dude.
Or staples. Squat and deadlift are staples. So on his upper day here, obviously this first one, we do bench press, we do weighted.
Squat and deadlift are staples. Whatever, man. Oh, Christ. Not if you're lifting concentrically. It's not going to do anything.
Pull-ups. We do incline bench, right, which you guys see here. We do tricep extensions, curls, lateral raises. So note, again, we are picking exercises for just overall development at the start. And then I have him do rowing on his leg days because, again, I want to really thicken his back up, so I'm double downing there. So we do 2 chest presses and only 1 pull on the upper days, but then we add rowing.
This looks not too bad. It's a little bit of failure, though. He's just like, I don't know.
On the lower days. So it ends up being, around 12 total sets.
He's more like squeezing out at the sky there, whatever. I don't know. Get it, concentric.
Each one, and that's pretty much where I have him. At pretty much the highest volumes. I generally advocate for drug-free lifters, with a few exceptions.
I love this. What I advocate for drug-free lifters. Are everybody drug addicts that you train or what? Why are they on drugs for? Who are you training? Are you training these people or is this fake?
We're not really conditioned athletes. So for people who want to understand what we're...
They aren't really conditioned athletes? You train athletes? Blaha trains athletes. Yeah, okay.
Doing there, it's that I don't want him doing more than 12 sets for a muscle.
This is where crazy people try to make themselves important and sound important like they're somebody. Blaha's nobody. Nobody cares about him, man. The internet doesn't care about you. YouTube hates you. They know you bought your subs. Your channel's dead. It's never growing, and it never will grow because they punished you.
Because realistically, I don't believe the evidence supports that you benefit from that if you're going hard. And I think it supports, and my own experience as a coach tells me the same thing. There's no point in doing more than that if we're doing hard, challenging sets. And he's doing his sets hard. He's doing them challenging. He's putting in the work. So you guys see here,
I mean, he's not doing anything here. It's concentric. His arms.
Really full range of motion tricep extensions. His pull-ups are all from a dead hang pretty much.
Regardless whether it's full range of motion, nothing, it's dead in the water, his exercises. It's just going through the motions, that's all. And it's too light, even on the eccentric, so it doesn't matter.
So those tricep extensions, we're hitting that long head really hard there because we do a lot of other pressing. Right, we do all this other pressing, so the lateral head and things get worked a lot. And I want to make sure we really finish up that long head effectively. So we do that, and then of course I have him do a barbell curl here, but we obviously change some of that up. So some of these exercises get changed to, like an incline curl or preacher curl later in the week, and then things like a press down. So I do vary his lifts a little bit, even though I don't personally always do that for myself. In his case, I do, because we do want just a little more, fine tuning of development. So again, I changed the exercises to some extent a little bit on the first and second workout for upper and lower. On the lower, I just changed the squat and the deadlift. We do the supplemental work.
I mean, this is pure concentric. Look how light it is. It's pure concentric, isometric, concentric, isometric, concentric. You're just shortening your muscles. You're just squeezing, ass cheek squeezing them so they'll stay small.
Because again, I don't want...
And those light weights, they're not going to do jack shit.
Beat his recovery up. I want to make sure he's recovering fine. And so again, I don't push certain things as hard as I might for some of my strength athletes, or that I might do for myself, because again, not everyone has a perfect lifestyle. But over time, I will work some of those things up more and more and more on him. I may get him to a point to where...
All right, I like the squats. They're not so bad.
We do multiple sets of squats. We may get to a point where we do squat twice a week. But...
Well, no, actually, I take that back. It's concentric, the squat. It's garbage.
It's going to take time to build that work.
He's not building his legs at all, and it'll be just sarcoplasmic anyways, but whatever. He's not doing anything here. He's just getting better at doing this position, what he's doing, and then going back up.
Capacity up. So for lower days, we do squats, and I've been having him work on getting deeper. I'm like, look, we can't be half repping these squats. You want big legs, and you want to be big. You want to be jacked.
Right. You're half repping them. There's no eccentric. You're not going to build any muscle, bro. Like Blaha, you squat like Blaha. That's why Blaha looks the way he does.
You got to get these squats deeper. And so now we're getting a little deeper. It's what I'm working on with them. So that first leg day, we're doing this, and I have him work good mornings. I'm progressively loading the good mornings up, so that, again, we get some good solid lower back work in there. So again, just taking them up heavier over time. We've been doing really high reps. I think we did like 15.
Yeah, those are even partial too. They're not going to do anything as well, man. He's just wasting his time here. You're just shortening your muscles. Okay, go through the motions, yes.
This week, I'm going to have him do 12s this coming week with a given weight. So these, I don't take them to reps in reserve like a lot of the other lifts. So I prescribe the weights, and I'll tell him, whatever reps in reserve. And some of this, I just prescribe reps. And the reason is I don't want him to grind good mornings. I want to just build work capacity over time with just challenging sets, but I don't necessarily want this exercise always taken real super close to failure or to failure. So again, I'm just progressively bringing it up so that we don't risk injury. And that's something I do a lot with this movement. And then lifters who are more advanced and they're moving bigger weights on it, we'll do it more that way. But for base building, a lot of my guys who are not semi-advanced yet, I'm always reluctant to do that. Now, of course, on this leg press, we are limited a bit with the design of the machine. When he's changing gyms here coming up in a couple of weeks, and we're going to have access to better equipment, so I can really push some of his leg machine.
Yeah, that's it. Just keep doing them concentrically. Just keep lifting concentrically, pressing your legs so they can stay short and they will never grow. You see, if you're afraid to do the eccentric, because that's where muscles are built, and you're just pressing, especially not even doing full range, he's not doing full range of motion. These are concentric exercises. He's keeping himself small, and he's saying, oh, I want to build muscle and all that. Then they make up excuses about newbie gain limits and genetic limit and fucking hard gainer and all that. I'm a hard gainer. Look at the way I exercise. That's why I'm a hard gainer. You're a hard gainer because the way you exercise, duh. You know that? These people are foolish.
Get deeper ranges of motion.
And doing and following Blaha, you're definitely going to be a fool.
We live with what we have there because he's kind of banging the bottom of that range of motion, as you guys can see on that leg press. So that's...
Look, kid, ask yourself this question. how do muscles adapt to concentric lifting as opposed to eccentric? And then you'll find out whether you're building muscle or not.
Really not ideal. It's going to build legs, but it's not 100% optimal, right?
Oh, I love this. It's going to build legs, but it's not 100% optimal. It's not going to build jack shit, bro.
We need to be able to get into those stretch positions in order to get everything that we want out of it.
We need to get in those stretch positions to get everything we want. What stretch position? I haven't seen him yet do any of those. Look, it's an arm exercise. Jesus. He's doing a back exercise and he's doing his arms on a back machine. You know how silly he looks? He looks like an idiot. Look at this guy.
You know, and so again, the other equipment's going to help.
That's how most idiots look like in the gym. They row with their arms. You're doing your back. Your back, it's a very short range of motion. And they're rowing it with their arms thinking, oh, well, it's a long range of motion. It is a long range of motion for your arms going in and out like an organ. Duh. Look at this.
And then I have him do some seating.
Look at that. And then the arms come back out. They extend.
Cable rows here.
The arms extend and then they crunch back in again. Is that a back exercise? Is that an arm exercise? You see how dumb people are?
At this point, now we've talked about it and we're going to work barbell rows back in for him. He feels better about it.
Many people row like this because they're stupid.
Feels his work capacity is better. We're having a case where he threw up doing barbell rows with the higher reps.
Blaha's stupid. He has them rowing like that. Man, you'll get more benefits if you just row your back as opposed to your arms. And your arms will get more benefits in the isometric. They'll get an isometric hold and your back will it'll get damaged because it's a short range of motion. All the weight will be on the back instead of your arms.
So I'm like, okay, let's adjust this now. So we've been replacing it with, seated.
And then they all wonder why they have small arms. Hello.
Rows with dumbbell incline rows, and
you've overworked your arms to the point where they're shrinking now.
Now he's like, okay, I feel like I'm in a little better shape with the recovery on some of this stuff. I feel like on some of these lower days I can handle them again. So we talked about it. We're going to give that a try. So also on
dumbbells are good because they give you more reach at the bottom as opposed to what do you call it? A bench press. Look, think about it. Why would you do dumbbells as opposed to a barbell? Number one, if the weight was to fall on you or something, or you couldn't manage it, you need somebody there. So you don't need anybody there with dumbbells. You can throw them. Number two, if there's any imbalances, it'll correct itself. It'll correct itself automatically. Number three, there's a deeper range of motion in the eccentric with dumbbells that you possibly would not get with a barbell. Okay, because you can pass that chest area. And there's many variations you could do with the dumbbells that you couldn't do with the barbell. You can supinate your wrists so that the dumbbells are at the side of your body pressing them, okay? You can alternate from front to side, okay? So, yeah, there's many variations you could do with that. You could press it different ways. A lot of people, they don't because they love lifting conventionally. You can try pressing it where the barbell is at the side of your body. You're pushing it. You know what I mean? Instead of pressing it like a barbell, like people press it like barbells. They don't even understand what dumbbells are for, really. If you keep doing that, then you're wasting your time. You'll never know. You've seen these machines. Why do you think they have bars in the front and you can push it straight out? Because it's made like that. That's why. So what could you do with dumbbells that you couldn't do with a barbell? Well, you could press them from the side of your body. Hello. Yeah. Have you ever tried that? No. Have you ever seen anybody do that in the gym? No. You want to know why? Because nobody does things that they're unaccustomed to doing. The moment you do something you're unaccustomed to doing and you do a lot of it, you're going to get gains there because these type 2 fibers, they're hybrid fibers. Get it? And so you need to try different variations so that you can eke out more gains. That's the basis. What is the purpose of going to a gym if you're stuck on broken? if you're stuck on broken record your whole life and you're not willing to make change, then how can you get a different outcome if you're not willing to make change? Get it? You must be willing to make change. Look, you must be willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do in order to have the fucking things tomorrow that other fucking people will not fucking have. Get it? But if you're not fucking willing to do that, then you're not gonna fucking have jack shit, okay?
I threw that some of the other lifts in instead of the primaries after the first 2 days, just so you guys would see some of the other lifts that I do have him do. I have him do a decline dumbbell press. So
the kid is wasting his time. He's not going to make any gains, okay? And then one day he's going to say, look what I got in 3 years, and there's just nothing there, okay? I can show you so many videos like that. It's ridiculous.
Again, we have flat bench, we have incline barbell, then we have decline dumbbell. So I'm really working that chest from...
Whatever.
So we just need to work some of these other areas.
Again, look at him pressing this down, man. His ass cheek squeezing, okay? He's preventing his triceps from growing. That's why they'll always stay small and weak. He'll always be small and weak because he's not. This isn't based on bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is based on eccentric, because eccentric, here's the thing. You're the weakest in eccentric, okay? You're the weakest in eccentric. Why? Because it's dangerous there. But you could lift the heaviest. You're the weakest, but yet you could lift the heaviest eccentrically. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain to you? As opposed to lifting full range of motion concentrically. You understand? You get the picture, bro? You fucking get the picture yet? Because 70% of your lift is not going to overcome the adaptation process. Unless, of course, you want to stay there for 4 hours overworking it in a full range of motion, which I doubt.
Lifts he does press downs on this day instead of the laying extensions. And then, of course, I throw his top set of deadlifts in here and then some more good mornings just so that we have kind of a complete vlog. He obviously sends me footage of all the lifts.
What a waste of time. He's just wasting his time. What else?
When we're working hard. I don't have many lifters do like 18
Okay, he's lifting this and then he's dropping it.
to 20 sets. That's relatively rare. You know,
It's better to, if you have to, then lower it sub-maximally. You understand me? Slow. If you have to. It's better to lower it than pick it up. You get more benefits lowering a heavy weight like that. There's more stress, more benefits. There's more damage to the muscle fiber than picking it up.
unless we really have an ideal environment for that to occur, right? And so again, I don't do that for very many people. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been...
Thank God. It's been uninformative as usual. I'll see you in the next video. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Another day of failure for client Gustov.